News. 13 pupils dead in a stampede at the Kakamega primary school and many more nursing injuries in hospital.
Here's an overwhelming introduction to the deaths at the school. The incident happened at 5 p.m. earlier today when the bell rang, apparently signifying the end of classes, as would be in many schools.
Well, the pupils are said to have dashed out of class and 13 of them fell to their deaths. Police are now at the school interrogating the teachers and the minders of these young ones aged just between 10 and 12 to understand exactly what happened.
And yes, indeed, the Ministry of Education is getting to the bottom of this, as a message of condolence was sent out earlier by the CS George Magoha to the families of those who lost their children. And the number there, at least at the time they tweeted this, was 13. And there are reports that maybe that number has gone up because there were at least 40 others who were injured and receiving treatment. And they say that is the Basic Education PS Belio Kipsang has traveled to the site. And we also have our very own Oko Kusa and Zacchaeus Mwasame who have traveled to the site to give us the latest.
That's right. We will get more information from them. Let's hand over now to Zacchaeus Mwasame. What can you tell us at this point?
All right, Samantha, we are coming to you live from the Kakamega Referral Hospital here in Kakamega County, where the tragedy, those who survived the tragedy have been brought here for medication. We do understand that at least 13 have died and are at the mortuary already. Those who died are students of class 5 at the Kakamega primary school. We do understand that earlier on there was a stampede at the primary school that cost the lives of these young kids. And according to a doctor who sought anonymity, he says that most of these children died because of suffocation as a result of that commotion. You don't understand that the building that was, hosting them is a storied building. Therefore, as they were stepping down to go home, there was that stampede, and then it led to the commotion that led to the deaths of these young children. We have two, as we are speaking, there are two at the ICU who are receiving medication, and then the other one at the general ward, that's Ward 5 here at the Kakamega Referral Hospital. Now, we are also keen to understand exactly what have led to the deaths. The parents are saying that maybe there was some sort of, the children were running away from a punishment.
All right, Zacchaeus Mwasame, they're coming to us live from the Kakamega Referral Hospital. We'll connect once again with him as soon as we can. But what you're seeing on your screens are shots and footage from earlier in the day when that incident occurred, or rather just after that incident occurred. You can see emergency services were at the scene, distraught and panicked parents on the ground carrying their children and their loved ones. Really mark a horrific afternoon or evening for these families, and really a shocker to the nation at large.
That's right. I mean, at this point in the night or the day, they would expect, of course, to be putting their children to sleep, and this would not be the end of the day that they were looking forward to, definitely. And yes, the questions as to why they would be running out of class at 5 p.m. For no apparent reason, and leading to a stampede and this very unfortunate death of at least 13 of the pupils is what many are asking. And just before we lost the signal there from Zacchaeus Mwasame, Kakamega Referral Hospital, there have been some accounts by some parents that they suspect they could have been running away from a particular punishment from one or two teachers, and that's one angle that they're pursuing, but we are yet to verify this, and others just saying that they ran out of class. And he's just clarified that these were class 5 pupils from the Kakamega primary school who have passed away, and 2 at the ICU.
That's right. Investigations are currently ongoing. We also have reports that this school is one of the best in the counties, but its downfall is that it was hugely populated. The numbers we're getting are that it had 3,000 1,000 pupils. That is a huge number. So the facility definitely was jam-packed, and at the time, hundreds of students were trying to make a run for something. As we said, what they were running from or to is yet to be verified, and we'll bring you that information as soon as we get it.
Word from the Ministry of Education. They are the ones who will definitely need to be giving more answers, as the PS for Basic Education, Belio Kipsang, has made his way to the site, that is to Kakamega Primary School, and we believe the CS George Magoa will be following either this evening or tonight or tomorrow morning, just to make sure that their presence is felt there as the leaders of the education sector. And yes, you brought up the issue of a capacity and the number of children in a particular school. Now, this is one of the best in the area, and what this says about the others in Kakamega and around the country in terms of the capacity and how many students are meant to be in a particular classroom, so that you could be able to avoid such occurrences, is definitely one of the things that they will be pursuing. And but first things first, the parents want to know why their children, who were under the care of their parents, of their teachers in this particular school, came to harm's way and are not at home, safe, perhaps even having their meal before going to sleep.
Yeah, so those are some pictures earlier coming to you on your screen. As we get more, we will of course share them with you, but at this point, those are the latest details that we're able to share with you. 13 dead, and at the moment we have reports that the majority of them died due to suffocation during that commotion that took place after the stampede. And our heartfelt condolences go out to those families affected.
Yes, and we will of course also be trying to get through to the CS Magoha this evening. We haven't been very lucky in being able to get a formal statement from them, and even the school, but they would want to have the ministry deal with this particular issue in terms of giving the answers. But even one child is one too many. So the number being at 13 and the fear of that death toll rising. We have 2 who are in the ICU department. Then there is a big concern as to what will also happen to the others who are receiving treatment. We had the number of about 40 others who were injured. You see some of them in this shot being taken to the ambulance or just to be given first aid. Those distraught kids right there that you can see from the shock that they definitely face, these poor kids from that particular incident at 5 p.m. earlier today. Right,
we could now reconnect with Zakes Mwasame, who joins us now on phone from the Kakamega Referral Hospital. Kakamega, I beg your pardon, Zakes, we lost you for a moment, but before we got cut off, you were telling us what some parents are suspecting. What have they told you?
All right, thank you so much, Femiti. We actually have had an opportunity to talk to some of the parents of these students who, some of them have lost their lives, and they say that it is unfortunate they were not there, but what they have been told from some of the students is that it was a stampede that was caused because of the commotion. Now, the classroom that these kids were in is a storied building, and you do understand that they were actually hurrying to leave that classroom. One of the parents says one of the kids had some sort of a strange voice from somebody. There are those who say that it was a teacher who was asking them to leave the classroom in a hurry, and then they are talking of the evil spirits, but that is not something that we cannot substantiate. But then this teacher that they say that was asking them to leave made them freeze and leave in a hurry, and then that led to the stampede that has now cost the lives of these young ones. We have also talked to the doctors who have been attending to these kids, and they say that the deaths that have occurred are usually and largely due to suffocation of the young ones. So it is an issue that we are still following up. We are waiting for the hospital administration to give us an official update later. We also do understand that a number of leaders are also camping outside this facility to get information. An information center has been set up already here outside the hospital, where the parents who are searching for the young ones will be going to report those who have already found them. And we do understand that already around 4 parents who have
positively identify the children at the mortuary have already reported there. Therefore, we are keeping an eye to just make sure that we keep you and give you an update of everything that happens in regards to this particular tragedy that has caused the lives of 13 young children in Kakamega Primary.
All right, Mwasame, thanks very much for that update. More from you as and when you get further information. Zacchaeus Mwasame coming to us live on phone from the Kakamega Referral Hospital, saying that an information center has been set up outside the hospital. And also some parents have been saying that well, there could have been a teacher that triggered those children to run fast out of the classroom. But
yes. Yes, and of course, right now, the accounts that we're having, we are just going by them from what we hear from the teachers. We're talking to our correspondent, that is Zacchaeus Mwasame, and it must have been something that startled him. But now Ken Mijungu pieces together, at least tries to piece together details of the tragedy that has scarred this community and the country.
Tragedy struck at the stroke of 5 p.m. when the bell signified the end of the school day for the learners at the Kakamega Primary School. The pupils are said to have fallen down, and the rest of the details unfolded like a scene from hell. The other pupils, panicking upon hearing what some described as a loud thud, continued the dash out of class, oblivious of what had happened. Those at the front had stopped on witnessing the fall, but they could not withstand the pressure from the surging numbers of rushing pupils, said to have been more than 300. 13 children were killed in the stampede. There are fears that the numbers could rise overnight as 10 more were nursing injuries, some critical and in hospital.
Watoto wenzetu wamekufa, watoto 14, watoto 9 wasichana, ni uchungu.
Kakamega Primary is one of the top performing schools from the region and has a student population of 3,000. It has also one of the best infrastructure in the region. Western Region Police Commander Perez Kimani said 20 pupils had been treated at the County's General and Referral Hospital and discharged.
Ikawa ni msukumano mtoto anakufa. Hiyo ndio imetushangaza kwa sababu hawa watoto wanapitia hapo kila siku. Si ndio mara ya kwanza. Si ati wamepitia hapo mara ya kwanza ndio wakakufa. Ni mahali wanapitia kila siku.
Distraught parents visited the school minutes after receiving word of the incident to check on their sons and daughters who left home earlier in the morning. Majority of those who succumbed to the injuries were girls. Speaking to NTV, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha described the incident as shocking and unfortunate. He said the government will look into the incident. Police say they are looking into what exactly could have happened. Ken Mijungu, NTV.
We have Zacchaeus Mwasame still standing by at Kakamega Referral Hospital for an update on this tragic story with the numbers that have been given so far. At least 13 pupils have been killed in this very sorry incident, and 2 are at ICU, and a little over 30 of them are being treated and have been injured. And actually now I'm being told it has been confirmed that the death toll has risen to 14. Oko Kuse is also headed to the Kakamega Primary School to give us an update from